Welcome to Amaka Intellectual Factory, where I host podcasts and many other interesting stuff. Hey, every good thing must come to an end, they say. So I guess I should be congratulating you if you followed me through this wonderful journey of reviewing Virginia Woolf's novel, Orlando. Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. We made it to the very end. This is part 9 of 9. And in part 9 of 9, which is still based off of an article that you would find on my website by the time this video is on my YouTube channel, is titled Orlando's Relationships and Conclusion, part 9 of 9. It would obviously be repetitive of me to repeat subject matters that have been addressed in earlier parts of my book reviews on Orlando. If you prefer to read them, I have them available for you as articles on my website, www.amakaintellectualfactory.com. But if you would rather watch and listen to my book reviews on Orlando in video form, I have them on my YouTube channel by the same name, Amaka Intellectual Factory. In this concluding part, I would like to touch on Orlando's relationships. One key factor that is the reason for classifying this novel as an LGBTQ+ classic novel is Orlando's changing from a man to a woman. If you did not read this novel, you would most likely be inclined to assume Orlando had some form of medical treatment that transformed Orlando from a man to a woman. But that was not the case in this novel. Orlando experienced deep sleep spells that lasted for days. It is unclear if these sleep spells where Orlando slept for days was a continuous experience of Orlando. In the novel, Orlando experienced the sleep spells twice. And on the second sleep spell, which lasted much longer than the first one in the novel, Orlando fell into this deep sleep spell as a man, but then woke up as a woman. And this is the story of how Orlando changed from being a man to being a woman. This was about the 16th or 17th century, where even the outfit of women and men were not so distinct. So it could be that Orlando had always been a woman who decided to grow up as a man. The novel never gave us more information about how Orlando went from man to woman. We're just going to take it at face value and make no assumptions that Orlando was always a woman who just dressed up as a man. I have to point out though, when Orlando was a man, he had a wife. And when Orlando became a woman, she had a husband. Orlando had a fascination with literature and high intellect. There was that tendency for Orlando to tease people, like how she made fun of Nicholas Greene, who pronounced la gua as glaw. Nevertheless, Orlando appeared to respect people's freedom of expression. This is why she found the institution of marriage, which she noticed almost overnight in the 19th century, very bizarre, and said it could not be the work of nature. In conclusion, while I strongly refuse to see this novel as purely an LGBTQ+ novel, I also see how certain events that took place in the novel would cause people to classify the novel as an LGBTQ+ classic novel. But as you would find, when you go through my earlier book reviews on this novel, Orlando, There were many other events and subject matters that would make a person, myself included, more hesitant to simply classify this beautiful novel, Orlando, by Virginia Woolf, as purely an LGBTQ+ novel. Over 10, this novel is a definite 10 for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The end of my article. So once again, let's give ourselves a great round of applause. This is the end of my reviews and, well, my reviews for Virginia Woolf's novel Orlando. This is part 9 of 9. And as always, you are more than welcome to share your views, start a conversation, a discussion, have questions, ask them. I always look forward to it. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Until next time, take care of your lovely selves. And remember, life is beautiful and worth living.